Hello and welcome to CelebrityRadio.biz, where last year we had over 7 million minutes viewed on YouTube. This week we focus on Jim Davidson's No Further Action tour and brand new DVD 2014. So it's early October and I arrive at the Doncaster Dome for the first time to be greeted by the worst looking and most old, tired, dilapidated, ugly, badly maintained theatre in my 15-year reviewing career. I sensed immediately that Jim would not be happy. As I took to Twitter, Jim is already spitting feathers, telling his 150,000 followers the Dome is a dump. It looks derelict, dirty and awful. Here we go, we're in for a night. Further messages followed confirming his dressing room was so terrible he was sitting in his car. What I love about Jim is that he speaks his mind. Most of his bile is just comedy and bravado, but what I do know is that when he's pissed off, he's not to be messed with. I first met Jim nearly 20 years ago and I'm a massive fan. I love the fact he has an opinion, has original thoughts and doesn't play to the media for pointless praise, acceptance and being on the in crowd. I don't necessarily agree with many of Jim's strong opinions, nor am I a fan of his gynaecological banter. However, I would defend him to death to be able to do the show he feels most comfortable performing. Jim has had a remarkable career, from stand-up megastar in the 70s and 80s, hero of the troops, Saturday Night TV king in the 90s, and pariah in the noughties after several disastrous TV appearances, divorces, a bankruptcy, and a stitch-up by Operation U-Tree. Well, in early 2014, Jim was back after winning not only Big Brother, but the hearts of the nation. Jim has certainly had more ups and downs than Katie Price's knickers. Davidson starts his show with a 15-minute rant about how appalling the venue was. Everything was wrong. I love this as it was just for us. It takes great bravery to walk out on a stage and effectively bite the hand that feeds you. He started with the lack of set, ripped curtains, broken stage, and then moved on to the audience, beginning with the lack of fashion and ending with the latecomers. Huge mistake. "Come on in, mate," he said. "I'd bring my wife in the dark if she looked like yours." Jim then brilliantly repeated the first 10 minutes of the show in double quick time for the latecomers. One of the biggest laughs of the night and totally brilliant. Next, Davidson finally got into his polished material. Bernard Manning once said, "I don't pick on anyone, I pick on everyone." Jim follows this mantra throughout. His targets range from the Guardian readers to fat women via those on benefits, Lib Dem supporters and various celebrities including Bruce Forsyth, Terry Wogan, Ben Elton and Lenny Henry. Jim is brutal and makes no apologies for it. He's got an extra venom these days. He's also got a vulnerability that gives him an extra warmth. There's no question Operation U-Tree has changed him. It's very lucky it didn't ruin him completely as it has for many others. The fact he was totally innocent didn't stop them ruining his life for over a year and costing him over £250,000. Davidson makes us seriously question whether it is right to name and shame celebrities with no consequences for the accusers if they're found to be lying. To have your life, career and reputation taken away from you without foundation has to be totally immoral. Hearing Jim's Year of Hell was enlightening but also hugely concerning. Sometimes it's hard to feel sorry for Jim through the show as he's so aggressive and incredibly crude. However, especially halfway through the show, you can truly see the vulnerability of a former megastar who had it all taken away from him and has finally got most of it back. He's no longer the star of primetime family TV, but he's still an incredible raconteur, stand-up comedian and hugely brave and creative entertainer. The best compliment I can pay Jim Davidson is that he's totally fearless, that he's only to be admired in a business full of bland amidst a tsunami of dull. Well done, Jim. Keep on keeping on. You've been listening to another review by me, Alex Belfield, here at CelebrityRadio.biz, recorded on the 4th of October 2014 for Celebrity Radio. Thanks again for tuning in and check out all of our hundreds of reviews and interviews at CelebrityRadio.biz, where last year we had over 7 million minutes viewed. Ta-da!